What's up, everybody? Steven here from Off the Shelf Movie Night to talk to you about physical media, about 4Ks and Blu-rays and collecting movies and TV and why we like it physical. Let's get physical on this. How about that? Why we like to own it and not borrow it and pay for it over and over again. Well, we do pay for it over and over again. Let's face it, we get reissued, but at least once we do buy it, and if we settle on an edition, we have it forever. Anyway, I was going to talk to you about these two releases earlier in the week, but I did make a trip to Regal Cinemas to see a film, and I thought it would be fun to share that trip with you because I know a lot of us are curious about returning to the theater. So I put that one up first. And I only got these a day early. I think I got these on Monday, and they came out Tuesday. So you can buy these now. And they are open because I do written reviews, deep dives into these things, and those were required, and I needed to started to get them taken care of. One of them is written, and the other one I'm still in the research phase. I'm about to watch the film, actually. But I've seen both of these films before. The first one from Blue Underground, a new 4K of The New York Ripper. This film they've released two other times. They released it in 2009. And then again in 2019 in a Blu-ray special edition. Now, some of you guys, might be butthurt over this because you just spent money on the 2019 Blu-ray edition. This is the life that we live. If you were here during the Anchor Bay era, it seems like there was a new version of Halloween or The Evil Dead coming out every 6 months. So, this stuff it doesn't bother me that much because you can choose not to buy it. Now, that said, what's in this package? They have the 2019 special edition in here on the Blu-ray, and then they have the 4K upgrade. So, to be blunt and be quick and get to the point, the Blu-ray, the 4K upgrade, if you are into best quality, library quality video and sound, is a must-own. The previous Blu-ray is a good one, and like I said, it's in here. It's a beautiful 1080p presentation, beautiful color, everything. But if you take that presentation and you double it, you give it much higher resolution, you get more detail here, and some of it is subtle but effective detail. Like, for example, it's the difference in being able to see what the texture of a piece of fabric in a costume that someone's wearing might be versus just seeing, the color. You can see strands of hair and strands of fabric in this. Close-ups of faces, you can see the pores in someone's face. You can see every line and every wrinkle. So the film structure in this is beautiful. You feel like you're watching a film. And that is when 4K is at its best. And I've said this before, is it's not even about, a better digital presentation. It's about a more filmic experience for me. If you give me the grain, leave it in there. Don't DNR the crap out of the films because they look like shit, to be flat out honest with you. They just don't look good. Leave the film grain in there. Just give me the best detail you can and spend some time with the HDR. And Blue Underground has consistently, since that company was born, has given us beautiful presentations that they spend a lot of time on. And the HDR here is gorgeous. The color grading is beautiful. This is a very dark film, The New York Ripper, and you can always see what's happening. The detail is always good, even in the shadows. So to be quick and down and dirty about the New York Ripper story, it is a serial killer in New York City killing beautiful women, and there is a job-hardened detective out to find the killer. Now, that sounds pretty basic. And, the shallow look at this film, it is pretty basic. But you layer on the fact that this is, after many years of doing supernatural-type films, this is Lucio Fulci's return to giallo, and he does it with zeal. This is marketed as one of the most, or they say the most controversial horror film ever made. I don't know if that's true, but it is pretty controversial. All practical special effects here are dated to some degree, but they are still gag-inducing. These are some brutal kills. This movie makes you feel like Lucio Fulci hates women, because he doesn't just kill them and brutalize them. He does it in some very, very twisted and disturbing ways. Now, the problem with this film is people either love it or they hate it, and it's because it can be divisive in its use of humor. Comedy and horror, especially extreme horror, are two genres that are very difficult to mesh. You know, when you talk about a movie like Scream, that's not a comedy horror to me. That's a genre in and of itself. It's a very meta movie. It's a movie in a movie. It's a movie winking at a genre, winking at itself, and being funny at the same time. It's not really straight up a comedy. It might have a few jump scares in it, but a good drama or regular apple pie comedy can have a jump scare. I mean, that's only a small piece of the puzzle. But this film, you know, if you look at the trailer, you'll see it. I don't feel so bad about being spoilery about a 40-year-old film, but this is in the trailer. The killer quacks like a duck. He does. Now, the thing that it does have humorous effect, but the thing that Fulci does here to a really great degree is he makes it matter. It matters in the story. It has impact. It's not just there for a comedy break or a moment of levity after someone has been really brutalized. It matters. It's part of the story. Now, it is not a perfect film. Some of the dialogue and that kind of thing does not age well, and that is okay. It is 40 years old. What works here works really well, and it's a beautiful 4K. There's a bevy of audio choices on this 4K. If you have the gear, the Atmos one is the way to go, though, because it is completely immersive. It doesn't feel gimmicky. You remember when 5.1 first started, and even now, sometimes they'll be whooshing across the screen, and it's just there to show off. It's not really there to immerse you in the atmosphere of the film. This one is very immersive. It works very well. They did a great job. So there's nothing new bonus feature-wise, and that is disappointing. Here's a quick look. I'll tilt it a little bit so that you don't have the glare if I can. Everything that's here was either in the 2009 or the 2019 editions. And in fact, all the bonus features are on the Blu-ray. On the 4K, all we have is the commentary from I believe a film historian, and then we have the trailer. Everything else is on the 2019 special edition Blu-ray. So they're slipcovers. They're going for this sort of consistent feel. Let me show you one of the previous ones that came out. There's Maniac, which is also an amazing one, and I did do a video on this. So they're going for this sort of mostly black, sophisticated kind of look, and it works. These, lot of black, lighter on image designs that Blue Underground is doing are better than the Photoshop garbage that Disney is doing with like their Star Wars and that kind of thing. And I don't know if you can see it here. It's kind of hard to try to get it in the light, but it actually has some embossing here on the slip, so it feels premium. All right, just that, and you saw the back. The disappointing part, though, inside the slip, the artwork on the inside is exactly the same. I'm kind of getting spoiled by Arrow and Vinegar Syndrome and those guys for giving us reversible artwork, but there's no reversible artwork to this. So this is the art, basically the art that's been part of this film from the beginning. It's just been tweaked a little here and there. So they didn't commission a new artist to do something completely different, and that's disappointing. Standard 4K case also. The black is very sophisticated. I like it. Would have been cool to get something a little more premium, though. So you can see with the Blu-ray and the 4K the kind of different approaches to the artwork. Let me see if I can twist this. There you go. Get a little better feel for the Blu-ray versus the 4K. So that's the New York Ripper. Just if you're a collector of 4Ks, you're a lover of Lucio Fulci, and if you're not, I just bumped the mic. That had to be nice and beautiful sounding. If you're not a lover of Lucio Fulci films, get on the bus. His films are great. I mean, he's in the top tier, top 2 or 3 Italian filmmakers of the 70s and 80s. Speaking of Lucio Fulci, we have another film here. I haven't watched this one yet. This is next. I've started preparing for it, getting ready for my review, that kind of thing. This is The House by the Cemetery. In a nutshell, basically, a family moves from New York City to New England estate, and they discover it was previously inhabited by Dr. Frankenstein, and they have to deal with his previous creation. It's fun. It's well acted. It's beautiful, like a Fulci film always is. You get everything that you could possibly want. You get gore. It's great. It's a good film. I can't wait to give you more detail about it after I've watched it again, because I haven't seen it in many, many, many years. But again, we get the embossed slip. Again, we get a exhaustive level of special features. They are all on the Blu-ray. Again, the 4K is just the film and commentary, and also again we get no reversible artwork. But we get artwork on the 2 discs, and there you can see again the different versions of artwork for this film through the ages. 2 great Lucio Fulci films. One guaranteed visual feast and audible feast, and I don't expect anything less from this one. I can't wait. Maybe tonight this will get cracked into so that I can get this written review done. If you want to see my in-depth thoughts on this one, head over to culturesmash.tv. I did do the write-up there, and then this one will be coming this week. You can get both of these films everywhere that you can get stuff right now. You can't buy them at Walmart, but if you want to go to blueunderground.com and pick them up, or head over to Amazon, I recommend going to one of the indie distributors like Diabolic DVD, or the way I like to say it, Diabolique, just for the fun. DVD, they have access to these things. And support your indie record shop, basically. On that note, I do want to say before I show you the other 2 things, you've seen these. I'm just going to compare and contrast. Family Video, if you're not familiar, Family Video is the only remaining video rental chain of stores left in the United States. They do rent. If you live near one, you can rent movies from them, but they also sell a lot of stuff. And they sell online as well, and I have bought from them online and had great success. And just wanted to give you a quick note that they are having a Blue Underground sale right now on Blue Underground titles. Now, this is for the Blu-ray collector. None of the titles they have on sale are like these 4Ks. But if you're not a 4K collector, but you want the New York Ripper or The House by the Cemetery, they do have these in Blu-ray. They do have the special edition Blu-rays there for a very good price. You can get most of what they have. I think they have 3 pages of Blue Underground releases. Pretty much everything is under $16. Some of it, a lot of it, is under $10. Some great sales. I'm getting no kickback from them. I just saw it and thought I would share it with you since I was talking about these titles. I have here their previous 2 titles. These you can also get in their Blu-ray special edition form. I saw those there too, if you're not a 4K collector. So that's the 2 new Blue Underground 4Ks. I love what Blue Underground is doing, embracing the 4K format. Blue Underground has an extensive catalog of really great things, and I just hope we start seeing more and more of them come to 4K and get a really beautiful filmic presentation. I think, and you can please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, that Daughters of Darkness, which has been out of print for a very long time, they had a really nice addition to that. I believe they're doing that in 4K also. That would be really cool. Are you going to pick any of these Blue Underground 4Ks up? Let me know, and let's have a conversation about it. Until next we meet, pull something cool off the shelf and remind your friends and family why physical media is the best way to watch films and TV at home. I'll see you guys on the next one.